Your thoughts?
What? What? Who?
Nice.
All right.
9:05, and let me tell you something, my migraine's finally gone. Oh my goodness, yesterday was brutal. Thank you, John Hendrick, for being the best darn boss I could ask for, because you know what, in the dial, they make you work until you can't work no more, if you know what I'm saying. When I was over there, it was like, yeah, go take an hour nap, but you're getting back in the studio. And I mean, yesterday was just rough. That weather change hit, and I couldn't even see straight. Went up to the boss and just said, hey, man, I need a couple hours here to get caught back up and just get back to normal, and was able to do so and feeling good. North Alton Godfrey Business Council. You're going to learn about our daily show today and just how many viewers we have and how beneficial it is to the council and Riverbender, our partnership. I'm going to be speaking in about 2 hours or so, 2.5, only for 5 minutes, because you hear enough from me as it is, and I brag too much to begin with. But that comes down the pipeline for me today. But on our show, here's what's coming down the pipeline. We're going to be talking to Kristen Burns, Wood River Main Street. We just had Quick Sports Emporium on, and that's a new addition to the downtown corridor of Wood River, and so exciting. I mean, and want to thank all of you guys that share the interviews afterwards and share the articles Quigs did, and and Flock did too. We love that because it shows that you appreciate all the content that we're providing you, and really cool to see so many people jumping on that, and really wish them nothing but the best. We'll talk to Kristen about that. Plus, they have What's Up Downtown coming up on June the 20th. We'll get insights on that. So much more. And then around 10:10, we had Jen Papin on, and we talked about cicadas, but now they're gone, pretty much so. They've had fun, and it's time to see them again in 13 years. But Love's going to join us for a couple of minutes, I believe, today at 10:10. And we're just going to chat a little bit about cicadas more in a more scientific way, and just kind of talk a little bit about, the area and what got hit with them, and or how we got hit with cicadas and all that fun stuff. Then at 10:35, we're going to be talking to Tim Brown, and we're going to learn more about Riverbend Patriots. We were going to do this during the Memorial Day show, but I just didn't have time and wanted to reschedule, so that's coming down the pipeline throughout this show today as well. But man, oh man, it's going to be a good day, and man, I'm fired up. So for the past couple of months, I do this. It happens all the time. About a month and a half, I get into these funks, and it's just so hard to get motivated and getting things done. But man, I woke up and the skies are starting to clear up a little bit, so our competitors are in trouble here. I'm ready to get some stuff done today and get some things bought and have some fun and keep growing this show. I mean, there are 150,000 of you tune in each and every month, and it's really cool to see somebody who, in just 2 years, the show has grown so much because of the platform we have, number one, but because of all you that are really interested in it. So now it's time to reward you with some new things, I think. Mike and I were talking. John and I talked a couple weeks ago, but I don't know. We'll find out. I'm just really excited to start adding to this show and keep growing. And because I want to be here for another 5 years, maybe 10, maybe 20. I don't want to go find another job. Here's what's happening around the Riverbend at 9:08. Make sure you sign up for our daily email update as we get a little bit more serious here, and sign up for your SMS notifications. On our daily email update, 70,000 of you are in the know, and with our SMS, we want to keep growing that. That means text messaging. You text 618-202-4618 to sign up, and we'll alert you on everything pertinent in the area. With that being said, at 9:09, here is what's happening around the Riverbend and your daily dose of local this Tuesday morning. Alton Police Chief Jarrett Ford did officially announce the death of Rodecker Watt, 68, known affectionately as Roe, following a residence investigation on Friday, the 7th of June. Roe, a cherished member of the Alton community, was renowned for his impeccable expertise in men's style and unmatched customer service and just overall spirit and personality. During his many years at J.C. Penney's and Alton Square Mall, helping numerous people, Chief Ford expressed condolences to Roe's family and friends. The ongoing investigation is being supported by the Madison County Coroner's Office, the state's attorney's office, and the Illinois State Police, with further details being released at a later time, and RiverBender.com will stay up to date and alert you once we find out more details. Also in Grafton, Lindsay Blair, the cherished manager of the Grafton Oyster Bar, has sadly passed away on June the 10th following a catastrophic seizure a week earlier. Blair, remembered for her warm smile and welcoming presence, was described as, quote, the face of the bar by owner Brad Hagan. A GoFundMe page has been set up by Hagan to cover Blair's medical bills, funeral costs, and to support her young daughter. Sailor, who is entering fifth grade this fall, the Grafton Oyster Bar expressed their gratitude for any donations and shared heartfelt messages for Blair, promising to share funeral arrangements when available. That GoFundMe now up to $22,000 in just a couple of days, showing the community's support in this tragic time. In the Alton School District, they have filled 3 administrative vacancies following Board of Education approval earlier this month. Here's the latest. Andrea Leonard will serve as the new special education supervisor for grades 6 through 12. Tara Rotman will become the principal at Mark Twain School, and Dr. Tim Jones will join as assistant principal at Alton High School starting July 1. Superintendent Dr. Christy Baumgardner highlighted their extensive experience and their enthusiasm. Leonard brings a robust background to special education from the Special School District of St. Louis County. Rotman, a specialist in trauma-enforced practices, returns to Alton from Highland School District, and Jones, with over 25 years in education, transitions from Lafayette High School, where he was an assistant principal. Also in the news today out of Godfrey, a Godfrey man, Jalen T. Leon, 31 years of age, has been charged with home invasion, kidnapping, and robbery in Alton. Here's what we know. On May 23rd, Leon allegedly entered a residence on Hallman Street through a bedroom window. Armed with a Car 9mm handgun, he forced an occupant to leave at gunpoint, taking them to another location. There, he allegedly strangled the victim, struck them with a firearm, and stole their cell phone along with their credit cards. Police later found Leon in possession of the firearm and the stolen items. He faces multiple felony charges and is being held without pretrial release following a grand jury indictment. We'll keep you updated as we learn more from this case. Also in the news today, 7 child pornography charges have been filed against Donald Herring Jr., 57 years of age, of Brighton, following the discovery of illicit materials on his cell phone. Herring was found with over 100 images and videos of child sexual abuse materials on June the 6th and faces an additional charge of unlawful possession of a firearm. The investigation revealed that Herring has a criminal history, including a federal charge in 1998 and a 2019 weapons charge. Currently held in Jersey County Jail, Herring's hearing to decide on pretrial release is set for the 17th of June, and we'll keep you updated as more details do announce. That's a look at what's happening around the River Bend. Let's take a look at what's happening at your weather forecast for today. We are having some issues in our mini player today on RiverBender.com. If that's how you watch the show, we'll fix that for you. Currently at 69 degrees, it feels like 74 out there. Humidity is lower, and Brian, trust that visibility is for 18 miles today. What do you think, Kristen Burns? Can you see for 18 miles? I can't. Coming up today, mostly sunny and pleasant, and tonight, mainly clear. Temperatures will reach right around 81 degrees today, drop down to 61 overnight. On Wednesday, a high of 89. It's starting to creep up a bit, and a low of 67. On Thursday, a high of 96, a low of 69. get prepared to stay inside on Thursday. And on Friday, a high of 87, a low of 64 degrees with a 60% chance of rain. On Saturday, a high of 90, a low of 68 with a lot of sun and partly cloudy skies in the forecast ahead. Not a lot of rain as summer starts to officially hit the Riverbend. You can stay up to date on time and temperature throughout the day by calling this number, 618-465-4545, this time powered by Tom Wayne, your local State Farm agent. As for air quality today, they're rating it as moderate for overall air quality. Grass is at moderate levels. Mold is low. Ragweed low. Tree levels are moderate today for all of you individuals that have issues with all the pollen in the air, and the UV index is at an 11. So if you go outside today in the afternoon, always good to throw on a little bit of sunscreen and take care of your skin there. Hey, before we take a quick break and I send you to Skycam, let me fill you in on music in the park. We're going to be talking on Monday to the organizers. Grafton Music in the Park continues to grow, and it's such a great family-friendly event every Thursday from 7 to 9 p.m. at Grove Memorial Park. Starting this Thursday, the official launch of Grafton Music in the Park 2024. You can hear Porch Cafe live right there at Grove Memorial Park with your family and your friends from 7 to 9 and just enjoy the night. You can learn more by going to RiverBender.com, seeing the full lineup until August 29th. That's a bonus date they just added where you can see the full lineup, pick the dates you want to go to, and then after you're done at Grove Memorial Park, heck, call Spring Hollow Hideaway, get an Airbnb, and just enjoy a night in Grafton, or just take a nice, relaxing drive on down the River Road back home. That is on every Thursday from 7 to 9 p.m. at Grove Memorial Park, and it starts with Porch Cafe this Thursday, June the 13th. Make sure you go and make sure you tell them that Riverbender sent you their way. Before we take a quick break, I always like to take a look at Skycam and see, just how we're faring today. And quite frankly, I think we're going to be faring quite well. We'll take a quick break and come back with Kristen Burns right after this.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
In the heart-pounding moments of the game, every move counts, just like in chiropractic care. Dr. Andrew Dykman of Rosewood Chiropractic champions this belief, supporting our teams in every drive and supporting his patients for nearly 20 years, offering affordable, compassionate, all-natural wellness care. Call 618-259-2676 or visit rosewoodchiropractic.com today. Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Even if they say you're wrong, well, it's alright. Sometimes you gotta be strong. Well, it's alright. As long as you got somewhere to lay, well,
here we go. I'm fired up today. Sorry, don't mind me. It's good. You know, it's great to get out of this funk. You know, the sky's starting to clear a little bit. I feel bad for anybody in the way. And I feel bad for anyone in the way of Wood River Main Street right now. You guys are literally on fire, Kristen.
Thanks. We are trying.
Well,
Yes.
What's Up Downtown is set for the 20th of June.
It is.
And, you know, Quig Sports Emporium, let me tell you about I had them on the show a couple of days ago, and just good people that really want to be in Wood River. And that's something you guys got to love in the Main Street organization.
Absolutely. And they're our next door neighbors.
Are they right next door?
Literally our next door neighbors. So, yeah.
Did you go to the grand opening?
Of course. Of course. We did a lot with them because they were kind of lost. They were looking for a new building. They were looking for a spot to open, and it just worked out. They brought us their business plan. We talked to them. We found them a spot, and it just happened to be next door to where we are, and the rest is history.
Well, and what I think's really cool about that portion of it, Kristen, is if you go through the right channels, you guys are ready and willing to open up the door a little bit and just kind of say, here, let's see how we can help. Because especially an addition like Quig's, with your guys' demographic too and where we are, every parent needs that. Not just for Park and Rec. I'm talking about for kids that are in select, because you have kids that played baseball and everything else, and soccer you're going through cleats every 3 months, and I'm sure baseball same thing.
Yeah, I have a big basket at home
I figured.
of just cleats from my son, because it's just you're buying them at least once a season, sometimes twice a season.
Yeah.
So, and depending, some of them need turf shoes, and they need 5 different pairs. So yeah, it gets expensive, so I'm really happy that they're there, and we're able to donate some of that stuff back to them. And they have some really cool programs, like if they have 5 of one size or something, they're donating that last one, which is really neat. I just love their spirit, and I love their community feel, and that's exactly what we're trying to accomplish downtown.
Yeah.
Because every single one of our businesses is such a community feel and just a hometown mom and pop kind of shop. That's what we want.
Well, and now take me through the next couple of months, because I know that there's a bunch of events going on. And hold on here, I got a little bit of a nightmare going on with this microphone cord. I might have to switch over to that one. It works. No, now we're good. I got a new XLR in there, and that one's not even working. But I was looking, and it seems like with all the events and all the new businesses coming in, I mean, this is really the summer for Wood River to really showcase, hey, this is it. Come on down and be a part of this.
We're really hoping that 24 is our year.
Yeah, it should be.
We have really just pushed hard to get things moving, and more new businesses are coming. I can't talk about them yet, but there's more new businesses coming.
Already?
Oh, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. So it's amazing.
And now, where are we at in the game now? So coming up first is going to be the What's Up Downtown, correct?
So the first thing as well as our farmers market.
Oh, yeah.
So our farmers market started last week.
How did first turnout go?
It was great. So we almost doubled the amount of vendors that we had from years past, just on our first year, or first week. We started a month early than they normally do. And you never know how it's going to go, but it went really, really well. We added live music.
Was that a good addition, do you think?
Oh, yeah. I had tons of messages afterwards that it was just nice ambiance and just having that extra thing, because I really wanted people to kind of explore our downtown when they're coming to the farmers market. You're literally walking right there. So why don't you come grab your tomatoes and then check out Cleary's or check out Rachel's and grab a coffee or go to Burger Bar and get dinner and those kinds of things.
Or grab an Amagetti's at Rachel's.
There you go.
See, I'm preparing for this a little bit more.
So yeah, there's so many options just to grow it, and all of those businesses are open until the end of our farmers market anyway. So why not take advantage of an evening downtown?
Well, and that's what I think you're really capitalizing on well right now, is that everything you do really is going hand in hand, where it's either you're right there in the corridor, or, we're right outside of it when every business is still popping anyway. So go right inside and keep the party going. Let's do this real quick. I got to take a quick break because this XLR cable is going to give me a fit. We'll come back in like a minute and a half, and we'll continue this conversation.
Get paid to go solar.
We're not solar bros. At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
I had an amazing experience with Dr. Haug and her team. I came here when I was 10 years old to get my braces on. Now I'm 28 years old, braces off, and I get so many compliments on my smile. It's helped me thrive in my career as a news reporter, and also as Miss Missouri USA, I took the stage with confidence, knowing my smile was gonna make me look like $1 million. I've never felt better and more confident because of my smile.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof, because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready, future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
All right, we figured this out. I literally had, for the first time in 7 years or 6 years in media, an XLR cable just implode. It was actually, kind of amazing.
Yeah, like there's still pieces there.
And we can hear you. So if you missed any of that jumbled up, chaotic mess because of the XLR cable, there's a lot to talk about. We'll just talk about it again. Main Street, What's Up Downtown, the 20th. Yep. And now this is for citizens, too. I always want to make sure that we get that out there in case someone's going, well, what's going on behind closed doors? This is your opportunity.
Yeah, definitely. This is the exact reason that we're doing this is for residents. So residents can come and they can meet the business owners. They can find out what's going on. They can find out what's going on with Main Street and just everything that we're doing. It's all right there.
Absolutely. And, you know, Kristen, what's the most exciting part of Main Street right now? Because I know you got businesses coming in. I know that there's a couple of events. If you could kind of peel back the lid a little bit and, you know, maybe kind of tease us about what's maybe coming down the pipeline.
So to be honest, right now we're really in I'm doing a lot of education.
Okay.
So I'm doing webinars and trainings, and I actually go to Springfield on the 27th for like executive director training and things like that. So I'm really just trying to get my feet wet to see all of the opportunity and the guidance that they can offer. And they have such great resources.
Right.
We have so many resources at our fingertips now that we never would have had in the first place. So being able to use those and really put them out there, I'm so excited. And then having that network also, because there's 23 Main Streets in Illinois. So I have a network of 23 other towns. And so we're not reinventing the wheel on some of these things. If somebody has an event that may work out in our spot, I can be like, okay, what are you doing? And they send me the slideshow. And it's just really nice to have that extra support and backup when I need it.
Well, and on top of that, too, it's really great for, like you said, the business owners. And I think it's just really cool because Wood River is kind of like Alton, where, you know, there's been so many mainstay mom and pop businesses, whether it's a service-related industry like sewer, plumbing, you know, electric, or even landscaping, all the way down to someone like Cleary Shoes, who's been there forever.
Exactly.
It brings the tools and the guidance that you can bring to them with social media and all these new innovations. It's really huge, and it ties in both generations to this new current movement.
Absolutely, because we have like Riverbend Resale. They've been there for a really long time, but she's not awesome at social media. So we're able to give her that opportunity to have a little workshop, learn social media, and really push her business forward because it's a great mainstay business in our downtown.
So I just want to clear something up real quick. You've been on the show for how long? 2 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit longer.
I think that microphone's been broke for 2 years. I have never heard you more clearly in my life. I'm like, I thought it was like static because I'm used to being an AM radio, so I'm like, oh, it's just normal. No.
Oh, okay.
Like, this is HD as it gets.
Oh, all right. Good to know.
So, you know, going forward at this What's Up Downtown on the 20th, I wanted just to hit on that. What time is it so we can be a part of it?
So it starts at 6:30, and we've moved it to a different location just this month.
Okay.
Or this, I guess, quarter. We're doing it at the high school. So we're doing it in their career center, which is the library. They really have done a lot of huge things in the high school, and this is giving us the opportunity to kind of showcase that. With our Main Street goes down Wood River Avenue, so the high school is part of our district. So giving them the opportunity to kind of show off what they're doing and just talk about some of the things that they're doing just gives more residents more information, which I think is really, really cool.
Well, and you know, because and that's a good point too, because we hear a lot of other, you know, high schools because, you know, just of PR and making sure they get the word out. But I don't hear too much on the high school level from East Alton Wood River, and we should. I mean, they're just as important, you know, as everybody else.
And, you know, the superintendent there really has made the campus so welcoming and just a really cool place to be at school. And he just has great ideas and just new things happening. He does these summer projects, like they're doing their tennis courts this year.
Really?
And they're redoing their tennis courts, adding pickleball courts. It's going to look amazing. And I'm so excited to have that. And that's right next to the rec center.
But do they have a pickleball court in any high school? I think that might be one of the first high school pickleball courts.
Fingers crossed.
There we go. And that's a really good opportunity. And I think it's great for even folks outside of Wood River, even if you have an Alton business or, you know, Roxana, you name it, come in and learn, because it's going to help you too.
Absolutely. And, you know, with Main Street, with us being close to Alton, we're hoping to really be able to do some things together, but we can do Riverbend things.
Yeah.
There's 2 Main Streets in your Riverbend.
Yeah.
Let's pool our resources and just do some great things together.
Well, and and I've always said this, Kristen, we're all a bunch of small towns, regardless of, I think sometimes Alton thinks that we have a lot more people than we do. And I've always said that joke, but it's a half joke. We're a town of 24, 25,000 people, if you believe every number in the census. Yeah. And if you go down the list, it's kind of around the same for other townships, maybe plus or minus 5,000, 6,000. Sure. But we aren't big towns, so why don't we have a little bit more of a larger footprint that covers those areas, a Riverbend Main Street, if you will, or some type of net organization that really can benefit the entire region, because we're really just one big town if you think about it.
Absolutely, yeah. And this is giving us that opportunity to grow together.
I just love it. And now Farmers Market started, and that was during my whole thing exploding over here and just finally giving up on life. So you didn't. So this was really cool. You added live music, but how many vendors do y'all have down there?
So we had 17 for the first week,
Whoa,
which is
that's pretty darn good.
It's double what we had last year, and we have more that have already signed up for next week or for this week. So, and we have live music again this week. We have 5 different musicians that are playing throughout the season. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited to have that, and just. We're trying to make it more of an experience than just a grab your tomatoes and go.
Well, and I think that's what really is needed, because it seems like there's always an experience for, a more upbeat crowd, maybe a party experience, some type of fair festival, but just to have a really nice, mellow community experience where you can have live music and just go out and no different than enjoying your walk in the park, going out and just taking a stroll and enjoying the sights and sounds of a calmer evening.
Yeah, and we've been lucky. Like last week, the weather was fantastic.
Yeah.
Looks like the weather's going to be great again this week. So I'm really hoping that we'll have a great season and just keep growing and growing. And
you're on Ferguson, right?
We are right behind Ferguson in the parking lots. Yeah.
When you're driving over, you can actually see it.
Yeah. Yep, perfect. Exactly. Trying to use that to our advantage.
Now, did we ever talk about billboards or something you were looking to put on the backside? I thought either paintings or billboards.
Paintings.
Okay. Now,
so yeah. So that's one of our goals is, 143 is kind of a hindrance.
Yes.
But it's also good because there's thousands of cars that drive by every week.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to think about it. They're driving pretty quick.
Yep.
So if there's not something that's catching their eye, then we lose those people. And we are literally centrally located between Edwardsville and Alton.
Yeah.
And so this is going to try to give us a chance to maybe pull in some other people if we have some cool things on the backs of their buildings. So we're working on some programs through Main Street and through some other places to be able to kind of make those backs of the buildings more exciting.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Because I always thought, that's one of the blessings and curses of it is you have that major thoroughfare, but
Absolutely.
With it being a major thoroughfare, what can we do to rope them in that 10 seconds they're driving by?
Yeah, and we're working on, like in the evenings, doing some patio lighting in all of our walkways to try to get people more enticed to see. So there's a lot of different things in the works to try to entice people to stop instead of going to both corners.
And I have you had any conversations with maybe someone that's been in the community for a while that's kind of seen the peaks and valleys of Ferguson, throughout the decades? Because I'm sure there's been a conversation where maybe someone goes, I wasn't really sure, but this is coming back together. Have you had those yet?
I have. I've talked to quite a few people. There's some people that were born and raised in Wood River and they jumped on board to be volunteers with us, and they just really see what we're doing and seeing that it's not just a fad, that we're really trying to push this forward. I'm wanting to do kind of like a history tour where we do plaques for different buildings of some of the places that were there that everybody loved. There was Candy Bill's, and I'd love to have a sign right in front of the building that shows a picture of Candy Bill's and has kind of the history. And like our theater, putting that kind of stuff. And just kind of making sure that the history is never forgotten. Because, we are a historic downtown. We have all of these old buildings. So let's kind of introduce what these buildings were and show them what these buildings can become.
Well, and I think that's another great homage, though, to the past and present. I think you got to have that and kind of tie it in to
Absolutely.
Really.
And we have the Heritage Council, and they have.
I didn't know you guys had one.
We do. And they run the Wood River Museum that's on Ferguson. So
I didn't even know you guys had a museum.
I know. We have a really
I'm
cool
learning.
museum. Yeah, we have an awesome museum, and the people that take care of it are just so great, and they know everything about whatever. It's amazing. They are just like a plethora of information, but they have some really, really cool displays about different things and about the refinery, about Candy Bills, about different things, and they just put their heart and soul into it. And having a history walking tour, I think, would just go hand in hand with that and kind of maybe push people to go to the museum too and see other things that are happening.
Well, and it would be great too. I'm sure there's so many residents that might actually, have some, definitely have a tie to those exhibits too.
Absolutely.
And share their own stories with son, grandson, friends that are going in with them.
Yep. We never want to forget the history of whatever.
You can't.
And in Main Street, I mean, we are preserving the past, and that's what we want to do.
Well, that's why I like Main Street's mission, because sometimes when you try to do new things, you forget about the people that made the town what it was to begin with.
Exactly.
And when you preserve it, I mean, that's the best way forward to really keep everyone together on the same page and really on the same movement. And Kristen, what's coming down the pipeline first? We talked farmers market. We talked what's up downtown.
So we've got farmers market. This Friday is the Wood River Ramble that the Park and Rec Department does.
Oh, that is huge.
Yeah, but we're doing a movie night right after.
That's cool.
So it's in Central Park. We're putting the movie screen up, going to play some music, have some popcorn, kind of chill after the bike ride.
Is there a best spot for sound in that park? Because you ever go to those outdoor movies, it's like a real gamble of sometimes am I going to sit right there in the center?
The way that they built that bandstand, they did a really good job, so the sound really projects off of it well.
That's awesome.
So you have a great spot no matter where you sit in the park, which is great.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Because that used to, at Hollywood, I run into that or whatever they call this darn amphitheater now in St. Louis.
I still call it Riverport, so it's okay.
Verizon was what I was calling it for a while. It's like you got to pick in the lawn where to sit.
Yeah.
Not over here at Central Park. You're good to go. Just go plop a spot.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. And what movie's playing?
Wizard of Oz.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And what time does that start?
It starts right after the Wood River Ramble, and that starts at 7, so like dark, kind of, not
like
really
8:30?
a time. Yeah, about that.
Perfect.
So
And
I'm excited, and everybody else seems to be excited, and just something else. We need to be using that bandstand, so this is giving us the opportunity to start using it for different things, and we've got some music on the tap for a couple months, and we're hoping to just keep using it.
Well, and to me, I think that's what's needed, because we always hear about, spaces not being used, and especially right there at Central Park, to even have something like that that's a little bit more of a laid-back setting, that's still something to go do and something to take your family out and go see, and then afterwards go get a bite to eat at one of your restaurants in town and still have a Wood River night.
Yeah, that's one... That park, I love that park. I love that it's just centrally located right in the middle of town. So you've got that entire neighborhood that's right there that can literally walk there and just hang out and have a good time. And they've got a great playground, and the rec center's right there, the roundhouse. I mean, it's all right there. So it's really nice to have.
And are you going to do more movie nights throughout the summer? Or?
Yeah, we've got one in July, and I don't remember the date. I'll have to give it to you.
Sounds good.
We've got one in July and in August, and then we've got a concert in September.
Really cool. You know the band yet?
We have a couple different bands.
Oh,
so
this will be exciting.
It's kind of gonna be kind of like a talent show kind of thing with our bands. So we're excited.
Really cool.
Yeah.
And coming down the pipeline after that, is there any big one that we haven't talked? Because we talked 5K. We already tackled that one, and that was
done.
That was fun.
Huge. It was so much fun.
I'm not gonna lie. I drove by and went, no, thank you. I kept driving because I'm not a crowd guy.
So many people. Yeah.
Because I was gonna go say hi to you, and I thought, I think there's enough people to say hi to Kristen today.
Oh yeah, it was packed. It was a great day. It was hot, but it was fun, and we had tons of vendors. That was such a great event.
4th of July?
Nope, we don't really do anything 4th of July. So our next big thing is our chili cook-off.
That's huge. That's getting, you are the one to take credit for this, correct?
Yes.
This was wonderful. Last year, I remember talking to you before we go any further. I went, man, chili cook-offs normally are just kind of there and it's fun, but the way you're kind of tackling this, it's becoming a real mainstay and staple in town.
Yeah, that's, I'm hoping I want it to keep growing.
Yeah.
Because that's just a fun event. It's not like super stuffy, so anybody can come to it. And it's awesome. I'm excited. Hopefully we'll have some more chili people in it this year. I'm looking at possibly doing a car cruise that goes with it.
That'd be fun.
So we're kind of working with that. So yeah, that'll be big, and then our big Christmas event will be.
I love it.
That will be the main huge.
Well, no, this
event
year I'm
for the
going live
year.
from there. I am going
awesome.
live from there. I'm going to do a 2-hour live show because I love Christmas more than anything, really, besides my dog. And and I want to do a 2-hour live show like I do in Alton and do other places. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. And we have live reindeer this year that we're already booked. Live reindeer. We've got the carriage rides again.
That's
we've got
wonderful.
all sorts of stuff. Oh yeah.
Do you know what that has a live groundhog? Because I tried to do Groundhog Day here in town. Every darn groundhog was hibernating. Seriously, around here. I couldn't get any. It was like amazing. The zoo, I called them, and they thought I was just like the worst human being ever. They're like, we don't do that type of demonstration. I'm like, sorry. You know, they think it's fine in Pennsylvania, you know?
Right, exactly, yeah.
But, you know, going forward, What's Up Downtown is June the 20th, but is there ways that you people can stay updated or even just reach out and say, hey, Kristen, I want to be a part of this, or maybe
Absolutely.
you just want to
So our website has all the information you can possibly think of. It's wrbusinessalliance.org, and that has, you're just looking for it right now.
Yep.
So it has...
Right here.
There you go. It has pictures, it has events, it has tons of different things. Yep, right there. So yeah, you can really just look at all the different things. You can join, you can become a
partnership.
Yep. All different partner things. And yeah, we really try to make it as easy as possible.
The directory, I like that you're adding one.
Working on it, yeah.
That takes a lot of work.
It takes so much work.
That's one of the hardest parts of my day is because we have 9,000 accounts in CRM because of just all the work that we've done is going through and going, all right, make sure this is updated and this and then that.
Oh, yeah.
That's always fun.
Yeah. So our website, and then we have our Facebook and our Instagram. Our Facebook is just Wood River Business Alliance, and then our Instagram is Wood River Strong.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, and it just throws some pictures out there. We've got some different ideas that we're throwing out, trying to do some beautification projects and things like that. So that's kind of where we're at on that kind of stuff. But yeah, our Facebook is usually the easiest way to get all of the information. And I add everything to that. I add everything to our calendar and everything like that. So yeah,
well,
you
and
can
then,
find us. And then we're on Ferguson. You can come and see me whenever you want. 61
Is it
East
still
Ferguson.
haunted over there?
It's not haunted. It's just they just haunt Jonas. That's the only person they haunt.
Oh man, I just think it's great. And Kristen, I think it's great that you guys come on because the whole point of where we're going with the show is it's great that we have so many Alton places in Godfrey and Grafton. We love it, but we also want to make sure that we're giving Wood River and Edwardsville some love, and we're getting there. Absolutely. We're gonna keep talking more Wood River things, I think, and just keep growing and growing that way too because Wood River's got some cool stuff that we all need to learn about.
Thanks.
You can learn more at wrbusinessalliance.org or just go to their Facebook page or just hang out with Kristen and I whenever we talk and stay tuned to RiverBender and see all the articles. But What's Up Downtown? Man, it's so awesome to say that for Wood River. That's great. Yeah. June the 20th at Wood River, East Alton Wood River High School.
Yep, at 6:30.
At 6:30, and then you got your Farmers Market.
Farmers Market every Thursday from 4 till 7. And then we've got a movie night this Friday.
Do you got any all-star vendors you want to shout out? Is there one that you can just get anything? Or are they all equally as good? It's like asking for children, It's kind of like
Kruger Farms. We have Pickles for You. We've got Joy's Signature Pies, which she's actually on Ferguson and comes to the Farmers Market as well. Friedel Farms. We've got 312 Farms that does eggs and meat and all sorts of deliciousness. So we really have the gambit. We have all different things. So I'm really excited about our farmers market.
That's wonderful. We'll take a quick break, and you can always stay up to date with Kristen by going to Wood River Business or wrbusinessalliance.org or the Facebook page for Wood River Main Street, and just be a part of the growing organization that's going to be really elevating Wood River. I'm excited, Kristen.
Thanks.
We'll come back right after this.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Riverbender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBenderRadio.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Rest my spirit if I can. Perhaps I may become a highwayman again. Or I may simply be a single drop of rain. But I will remain. And I'll be back again.
951, are you looking for a fresh start on the road to recovery? A life free from addiction is possible, and it starts at Centerstone. Centerstone's a national leader in mental health and substance use disorder treatment, folks, for people of all ages. With a commitment to delivering care that truly changes lives, Centerstone's dedicated clinicians use evidence-based practices in their treatment programs, meaning the dedicated clinicians use things that are tailor-made for you on your recovery journey. You know, addiction, it can happen to anybody, folks, but so can recovery. You can start working toward your recovery today by visiting recoverwithus.org, recoverwithus.org, or by calling 1-877-HOPE-123. You can also hang out with Centerstone and myself on the first and the last Wednesday of each and every month as we tackle this very important topic. With that being said, wanted to make sure that we gave you a little bit of an update on the Committee of the Whole that met on Monday in Alton. Dalton Brown has this story. Alton residents are once again speaking out against this homeless shelter proposed by the Salvation Army, this time in a different neighborhood, this with a public hearing that is set for today at 6 p.m. at Alton City Hall. If you guys want to be there, some residents have already made their opinions known at Monday's Committee of the Whole meeting. I'm here to speak against establishing a homeless shelter in Alton, resident Jackie Monroe said. In the last 2 years, so many bad things are happening in Alton, and because of people who are mysteriously attracted to Alton. That's the end of her quote. Monroe suggested city officials use their police power, end quote, to investigate the cause of, quote, non-Altonians, end quote, being drawn into the city. She recalled the series of unpleasant and personal experiences within the past 2 years, including an encounter with a, quote, vagrant, end quote, woman from Michigan who Monroe said residing on the front porch of one of her properties on Salou Street. No citizens in this in this city should have to be going through things that I have witnessed and the things that I have been a victim of until this council and the mayor use police power to find out why these people are attracted to Alton and what consequences are to everybody who lives in Alton. You should not even be thinking of establishing a homeless shelter. Mike Drake, another Alton resident, correctly pointed out that the current proposed site would not be eligible for a major source of funding from the county. What was once thought a dead issue, the Salvation Army's New Hope House project, is still breathing, Drake said, although I've recently heard that to get Madison County funding, it has to be built within 5 miles of Edwardsville. The Salvation Army's preferred site is the 1,000th block of Oakwood. According to a home ARP notice of funding opportunity, Madison County Community Development on June the 7th, in order for the project to be eligible for up to $2.5 million in non-congregate shelter funding, any proposed site must be located generally geographically central to the county, meaning within a 5-mile radius of the county administration building, end quote. The Salvation Army's proposed site for the temporary shelter as is listed as 1000 Oakwood Avenue on the Alton Plan Commission agenda for tonight at 6 p.m. at City Hall. Given the Madison County Administration Building address of 157 North Main Street in Edwardsville, the Oakwood site would not be eligible for such funding given the language of that of the way it reads. The issue comes before the Plan Commission tomorrow, June 11th, to amend the zoning ordinance and issue a special use permit for the shelter. Drake continued, I hope the Plan Commission scuttles this plan and the council accepts the negative recommendation so Alton does not get backdoored again. That's the end of Mike Drake's quote. 2 items related to the Oakwood shelter proposal are on the agenda for the Alton Plan Commission tonight, 6 p.m. at Alton City Hall. The items appear on the agenda as listed. Up first, a request by the Salvation Army for a text amendment to the Alton City Code amending Title 11 of the zoning ordinance to allow temporary shelters as a special use within the R4 multiple family residential district and establish supplemental standards regulating the use. Then a motion to an open public hearing, followed by a staff report, followed by public input, followed by a motion to close the public hearing, and then a motion to recommend approval. Item 2, a request by the Salvation Army applicant on behalf of the Morrissey Family Limited Partnership 3, owner of record, for a special use permit to operate a temporary shelter at 1000 Oakwood Avenue. There will be a motion for a public hearing, a staff report, public input, a motion to close that public hearing, and it will end with a motion to recommend approval. A full recording of the June 10th Committee of the Whole meeting is available at the top of the RiverBender.com story, or more available at RiverBender.com/video, and then click on the Community tab. But wanted to keep you up to date and in the know as they gear up for this public hearing tonight with so many of you weighing in. Your daily dose of local will be giving you the feedback and all of the insights into this meeting first. At 9:56, before we take a quick break, let me fill you in. Hold on here. Let me just fill you in on Denise Sparks Junk Removal and Hauling. Quite frankly, the best. You know, she took on the big boy a year ago and hasn't looked back. Those purple, yellow trash cans popping up like mating bunny rabbits. I mean, it's because of her commitment to customers. When you call Denise, you get Denise. You aren't going to get a third party. It's kind of like calling Riverbender. When you call us and you want to work with us, you actually work with the people in the office. We don't call Fiverr or call some other company and go, hey, can you do this for us? We'll cut you in. We do it ourselves just like Denise does, and she's willing to work with you on anything you need. Listen, you got a hot tub that's been broken down since the Clinton scandal in 1996. Maybe you have something that hasn't been working since the financial crisis of '08. She'll take care of it. Get her trusted and true team out there and take all your junk up. Or if you want to be a part of that weekly trash service where so many people are jumping on board and saying yes to Sparks, they're saving money. Some of them are saving money on their monthly bill, or it's right at the same, and they know that their trash is actually going to get picked up, and they aren't going to be told, well, your claim has been expedited. We are all tired of hearing that. SparksJunkRemoval.net, SparksJunkRemoval.net. Reclaim that space today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
In the heart-pounding moments of the game, every move counts, just like in chiropractic care. Dr. Andrew Dykman of Rosewood Chiropractic champions this belief, supporting our teams in every drive and supporting his patients for nearly 20 years, offering affordable, compassionate, all-natural wellness care. Call 618-259-2676 or visit rosewoodchiropractic.com today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Good job, John. There we go. That's some positivity to start the day. Always love a message like that. Village Dispensary, the place to go. 10:02. Here's what's happening around the Riverbend. Make sure you sign up for that daily email update. 70,000 people want you a part of it, and I do too. That way we can all just be one big old happy daily dose of local family. With that being said, make sure you download the RiverBender app SMS notifications, all of that good stuff. You have a business you want to get some technical help on, sign up for your business account on RiverBender.com. Mike's wonderful AI prompting. And again, made in-house, not by a third party that we got to call when it breaks. Mike upstairs has just done some wonderful work, and he's here to help you help yourselves. Make sure you check out the business section of RiverBender.com if you own a company. You aren't going to pay a lot of money for this. This is something that where he just did really help you help yourself. With that being said, at 10:03, here is what's happening around the Riverbend. A memorial has been set up in honor of Roe Watts, who was recently found deceased at his home by the Alton police. The investigation into his death is still ongoing. Libby Mark, the general manager of the Alton JCPenney store where Watts worked, expressed the profound impact of his passing on the store's community and staff, stating that Watts was a beloved part of the team. And now, a table with flowers and a basket for memory cards has been placed, and a memorial wall has been established for employees and customers to add pictures, notes, and memories of Roe. The Alton Police Department continues to investigate the circumstances surrounding his death, and we will bring you updates as more details do emerge and reports are made. Out of Alton, the Alton Fire Department responded to a bedroom fire on the 3400th block of Brown Street on Monday. Upon arrival, firefighters observed smoke emanating from the house. They were able to promptly get the fire under control. The house sustained some damage, though the extent is currently unknown. Fortunately, no injuries were reported in this incident. Also, in Hartford, the Hartford Fire Department, supported by Roxana Wood River and South Roxana Fire Department, swiftly contained a kitchen fire on June the 8th in the 100th block of South Olive Avenue. Upon arrival, firefighters saw smoke and called for mutual aid, with Mitchell Fire Department manning the Hartford station. The fire was quickly controlled, preventing further damage. Alton Memorial Ambulance treated a homeowner for a minor injury. The coordinated response of multiple departments was key in containing the fire and minimizing property damage. Finally, in the news today, big news for Alton School District athletes. The School District Board of Education has approved more than $2 million in capital projects to be undertaken this summer. Major upgrades include installation on turf fields at Alton High's athletic complex, maintenance of the track and tennis courts, and the construction of safety vestibules at 4 elementary schools. Byrne and Jones will convert the Alton High soccer, softball, and baseball fields all to turf, improving the playability and reducing maintenance costs. Safety vestibules will enhance security at East Elementary School, Eunice Smith, West, and Lewis and Clark. These projects are funded through the district's operation and their maintenance fund. At 10:06, it's 71 degrees. It feels like 79 out there. Humidity currently at 46%, and visibility's for 21 miles out there. And like Brian Truss says, I don't know if you can see a mile in front of you. Temperatures reach 82 degrees today. They drop down to 60 overnight, heading into Wednesday, where you can expect partly sunny skies, a high of 89, a low of 66. On Tuesday, a high of 96 degrees. Lev, you better be inside at Pier Marquette that day, a low of 70. On Friday, a high of 87 degrees, a low of 65. And on Saturday, a high of 87 degrees yet again and a low of 69. So get ready for some more summer weather experiences as we wrap up the week, and it could last for another week after that, and maybe a thunderstorm will probably cool everything off. You can stay up to date on time and temperature throughout the day by giving this phone number a ring, 618-465-4545, this time powered by Bounce Back Rehab, Recover, and Return Home. And while I have you, let me fill you in real quick on Village Dispensary. You know, we are just big fans of Village Dispensary. I love a locally owned, union-built company and organization. And listen, if you're looking to channel your inner Snoop Dogg, you got to swing on by Village Dispensary for the best cannabis around. The friendly staff will get you in and out faster than you can say D-O-double-G. Whether you're after flower, vapes, topicals, tinctures, edibles, concentrates, or accessories, they got the stash that'll make you smile. And I'm telling you what, the inventory's so vast, you won't even know what hits you. Locally owned, union built, and community rooted. Village Dispensary believes everyone deserves quality cannabis in a top-notch experience. Whether you're an experienced cannabis user, they'll get you out in and out fast. But if you need some time, you want to talk about the product, you want to learn more about how it could benefit you, they got a consultation area where they'll pull you to the side and they'll make sure they can help you with whatever you need. And you know what? Village Dispensary, they truly believe that everyone's experience should be elevated. You can check out villagedispo.com for their amazing selection. And remember to tell you that CJ sent you over their way. That's Village Dispensary or villagedispo.com. Before I take a look at Skycam, coming up this hour, we're going to be talking to Lev about cicadas here in about 2 minutes or so. Then around 10:30, we're going to be talking to Tim Brown, Riverbend Patriots. Then I got to go present at the North Alton Godfrey Business Council and hang out with some good old people and have a wonderful day. That's coming all down the pipeline in the next hour or so you stay there, I'll stay here. But here is a look at what downtown Alton's looking like today. And we'll come back with Lev right after this.
On top of the world here together. If there ever was a time for a perfect kiss, well, this is it. This is it.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
DJ Mike Keith.
This is where I am today. Let me show you where I started.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Sorry, I had to work. Dan Brandon making a cameo on the show. Just you couldn't see him or hear him. Lev, how are we doing, man? Doing great. So I want to say something real quick. You've been on the show and you've been sitting at that microphone. That microphone was over here today, and I thought my show was just like always going to sound like an old junky AM radio station. It's that darn microphone that broke on me today. Now I can hear everybody clearly, and I feel like I've been deaf for like 4 months. I'm, what? Not anymore. Now cicadas have come. I don't know if you saw. We had an individual on, Jen Papin, who had just an absorbent amount of cicadas. 13 wheelbarrows full of mults. Okay.
Wow.
A guy from University of Illinois came down and said that's the most I've seen at one point in time. And this was,
for sure,
13 years ago. Now she came on to kind of give some home remedies, how you don't spray any spray on them because it can kill the, life around it and any dog, anything that eats them. But let's hear this from more of a Department of Natural Resources standpoint.
Yeah. So I don't recommend you kill cicadas at all.
No.
They only last for 2 to 3 weeks,
right.
A month maximum. And when you introduce pesticides into your environment, you're going to just kill other insects. Cicadas are actually an incredible resource for the natural world. They provide things like the carbon that they have in their shells, the nitrogen fixation. Plants actually have a better growing year the year following cicadas. They feed everything from squirrels to ducks to other insects. It's just it's as if all of a sudden someone threw 1,000 steaks into the woods and everybody gets to eat.
And that's one. So you've heard it now once, and now you've heard it confirmed by the Department of Natural Resources. We've been saying it. That's what we said the first time. Quit trying to kill these things. They're good for the environment.
Yeah, they don't bite. They can't bite. They're actually the way that they're designed, so to speak, is their abdomens are hollow, so they don't even weigh that much. They don't cause any crop or pest damage. They don't spread disease. They're basically just there to make more cicadas, and then they'll go back into the ground after that, and in 13 or 17 years we'll see some more.
Now I wanted to ask you about this zombie fungus that we keep hearing about. So that's already been in ants. I've known, like, not the same one, but
so it's called Massospora cicadina. There's no common name for it because it's such a weird and niche fungus, and it has a really cool biology. So there's actually 2 species of this Massospora. There's one's Massospora cicadina. I don't remember the other one, but they affect periodical cicadas and also annual cicadas. So there are actually 7 species, I believe, of cicada that we have in the United States. And when you talk about your 13-year cicadas and your 17-year cicadas, it's not all just one 13-year species and one 17-year species. There's actually a few species in that genus. I think the genus has a really cool name. It's Magic cicada.
Yeah.
Like magic cicada. And these cicadas, they have this fungus that, depending on what species, this fungus will actually produce a chemical. One of them produces a amphetamine type substance. The other one produces psilocybin, like the kind you find in magic mushrooms.
City substance. Should have said that. I'm sorry. Yell at me later, Granite
Oh
City.
man, but
sorry.
You're fine. Just,
don't let you keep going here. Sorry. I didn't mean to...
Well, this fungus, what it does is it basically latches onto the abdomen of the cicada, and it'll eat the genitalia of the cicada off and the abdomen of the cicada off, and dose it with these chemicals. And the cicada that's been dosed will go bananas and fly around and try to mate with everything and spread its spores, and that's how it actually continues its life cycle. But it's only 1.5 to 5% of cicadas are actually infected with this fungus.
Well, is there anything that the department's going to do with this last round? Because, maybe that fungus and, droppings going down into the soil, and I know that I saw a bunch of, news stories about what happens then. Is there any tests going to be happening with this fungus to see how it affects them?
Not that I'm aware of. I know that there are universities that are doing studies on them, but there really isn't much to do. And people just like to talk about zombie fungus.
Right.
This fungus has been around, co-evolving with the cicada for however long this fungus has been around.
Really?
Yeah, and so there's no reason for any intervention to be done. It's not damaging our cicada population. We're talking about an animal that has trillions and trillions and trillions of individuals that come out at one time. So they're using this life history strategy where they are basically throwing as many individuals into the environment as they can, because the idea is how can a predator eat all of us?
Right.
So there's just so many of them that it doesn't matter if 5% of them get a fungus, 5% of them get eaten, 10% of them get eaten. You just have so many, it's not an issue.
So I know you said that the fungus, there's 2 different types, or correct?
Yes.
Now, does it affect both broods, the 13 and 17 year?
Yeah. So there are the whole cicada.
Yeah, this is
thing
interesting.
is fascinating. So depending on what species of cicada, the fungus. Now I don't know if it's a subspecies of fungus or a separate species, but this whole family of Massospora affects each brood slightly differently in how it causes them to zombify.
Right. Now, why does it eat the genitalia and abdomen? Is that just where the only part of really meat is of the cicada?
So actually the abdomen of the cicada is hollow, and they have these. That's how they make that noise.
Okay.
And it does that because it doesn't care if the cicada is reproducing. That's just the way that it gets into the cicada's body.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't care. It doesn't care if the cicada reproduces. It wants the cicada to go and spread its spores. And that's basically its easiest entryway into the cicada's body.
That makes a ton of sense. And now this year, I mean, is there ever any way to project how many cicadas were upon an area? Because, I mean, it seemed like, man, in River, especially with older tree lines and trees that were more mature and I guess growth that was already there, it seemed like they got hit and pummeled around here. I mean, we were talking 13 wheelbarrows full of cicada molts is a lot of molts.
Yeah, so as far as predicting goes, you can sort of predict how many are going to be in an area depending on how disturbed the soil has been. So cicadas actually nest 16 inches underground, and they will emerge once the ground has reached 68 degrees. And so if an area has been undisturbed, there's a lot of mature oaks and forests out there, then there are going to be a lot of cicadas on that tree. But if you're in like a small city center or areas that have, forests that have been disturbed a lot, you'll see less. It's actually, in some areas, there are up to 1 million cicadas per square acre, which is a lot of cicadas.
Now, how were they able to live for 13 years? I mean, they're alive. I mean, as a kid, I always thought these things just came out of the ground and were just happened to be born then. But these suckers have been under the ground for years.
So the short answer to this is that collectively we don't really know, but there is a few theories. Some more out there than others, but a lot of it has to do with what they're eating. So when they're underground, they're actually going through larval stages. I believe there are 7 or 8 larval stages that they go through before they become adults and molt, and do the whole noise thing that they do. And they're actually eating something called xylem. So on a regular tree, all trees produce sap and xylem. Xylem is it's like 98% water, 99% water, and it comes off the roots. It's basically root liquid with a tiny bit of nutrients in it. It's actually so nutritionally poor that cicadas, the only way they can survive off of it is by having a symbiotic bacteria in their gut that helps them extract more nutrients for it. It makes peptides, essentially amino acids.
Wow.
And so with these cicadas, it's just crazy how they're able to do that. How do I formulate this? So the 13-year cicadas, and the 17-year cicadas, so they're actually coming up in such a way that their biology and their ecology connects with the predators in an area. So predators have these cyclic cycles of population booms, and so by coming out on these odd years, they're actually coming out on years that animals that are eating them there are less of them. And by being so far apart, they're, because they're such a good food source, them being there isn't going to make it in such a way that the next time they come out, there's going to be a ton more.
A waiting line.
A ton more predators.
That is so fascinating to me. And now what can you do? I mean, what can they do to really study this? Because it's not like, I mean, I guess if you wanted to, you could dig 20 feet down on the other side and tunnel up so you can get 16 inches under the ground and put a camera somewhere, I'm sure. But
so there are people who do studies on these cicadas, and they'll dig up cicada nymphs out of the ground and perform different studies. One person I read about, I believe he was in Missouri. He did this study where he was trying to see if they're telling time by the contents of the xylem, because the amount of nutrients changes as the year goes on, and that maybe they're able to count the years with the xylem. But the thing about that is cicada nymphs have high mortality rate when you move them out of the ground.
Okay.
And so it's just they're very hard to study, especially with something with such a long cycle.
Well,
so there's a lot of mystery surrounding this insect.
That's what I think so fascinating. I mean, it's really interesting to know, especially, people were so freaking out over here about this 17 and 13 year, brood coming. We didn't get the both broods.
Only 4 counties got both broods.
And honestly, even there, that's where it really gets exciting. Do they ever have a brood 13 or the 13-year mate with the 17-year? Is that
They're
happen?
different species.
Wow.
So, and even within those broods, they're different species.
That is so fascinating.
And the way that they distinguish species is they sound different. Their calls. So if you really listen to, if you're in the woods and you hear those cicadas, you hear that low rumbling sound.
Yeah.
That's one species. There's a high-pitched species. And that's so they're able to tell who to mate with and who not to mate
That
with.
is so wild. Because I would have thought, 13 years with 13 years. And that's interesting. So even within the 13-year broods, there's still different species.
Yes.
Now, take me through, because every year we have cicadas. That's one thing
Yes.
we keep kind of forgetting whenever we hear they're coming. Well, they're already here. It's just not as pronounced.
Yeah, so we have annual cicadas that come out every year in smaller numbers. And then we also have the whole cicada genus. There's like thousands of animals, of insects in this genus. And there's actually in Fiji, there's a 4-year cicada, and in West Africa, there's an 8-year cicada.
How big are those suckers?
Same size.
Really?
Yeah, they're just, the cicadas are all about that big.
Okay.
And the Fiji ones are really cool. They're all yellow and striped like tigers. It's really interesting. So
wow.
So there's just really cool insects.
well, now with that being said, it's a stupid question, but I have time to ask it. In theory, because I got 0 cicadas because my house had before I bought it, they had to repair a wall, so they dug into the ground a little bit. There was really I had one cicada, I think, see me, and I felt really depressed and lonely and unloved and pretty ugly, quite frankly. Love, I thought I deserved more, and well, in theory, could I go over to, let's say, my grandma's house who had just a F ton of these cicadas? Could I take a 5-gallon bucket of mulch and kind of crush them up and spread them on my grass for nutrients?
Yeah.
In theory.
In theory, anything that you're returning back to the soil, I'd say that probably the dead cicada carcasses are a little more nutritious.
Yeah.
In fact, you can actually eat cicadas.
Yeah. See, did you eat one?
I have.
What's the taste?
It's not bad. Of all the insects I've eaten, cicadas probably taste the least. It wasn't great.
But it's still a bug.
It was pretty good. Nutty, crunchy.
Very interesting. How'd you eat it? How was it prepared is the question.
I cooked it in chili oil with some garlic and salt, like I read online.
No kidding. What's the worst tasting bug?
Have to be grubs. Anything with a squidgy, waxy body.
Oh, I could see that. But I just thought, because you said normally the plants grow a little bit better the following year.
Yeah.
I have some things that they're already growing well, but, kind of sprinkle it on there. It's just the soil around
Why
it.
not? It
See if it happens.
Yeah. All plants want nitrogen. Nitrogen that's why carnivorous plants are carnivorous, by the way, not for other.
So they can get nitrogen from the bug. Duh. Okay, this makes sense. Now, I wanted to ask you something while I have you here. Anyway, we'll go back to cicadas. Is about these plant eating or these insect eating plants.
Yeah.
We all know about the Venus flytrap, but that's boring. I want one of those suckers that it falls into the middle of it and it basically gets spewed alive with acid. That sounds pretty cool. What do they call those?
Pitcher plants.
Pitcher plants. Do they? Can we grow those here?
Yeah, I actually think there is a native pitcher in Illinois.
Wow.
That lives so pretty much all. Well, I can't say all, but in the United States, most of the plants are carnivorous plants that we have grow in sandy soils. Like Venus flytraps are from South Carolina. They grow in the Piedmont because those soil types don't have a lot of nitrogen. And so I think that in the Sandhill area of northeastern Illinois, somewhere in that region, there is a pitcher plant that grows here.
That is fascinating. I just thought it'd be cool to have one.
They're cool. They're really cool.
Well, getting back to cicadas, what are now after they're gone? I mean, this brood's pretty much all but wrapped up at this point, correct? Are they still?
I think
around?
a week or two. We're going to see some stragglers.
Uh-huh.
But the worst of it's over.
And now, what are we going to see following that? You know, are we going to see any type of uptick in any type of wildlife or any type of,
Possibly the effects will be more pronounced next year because everything's on a kind of a year cycle.
Okay, yeah.
But you're going to see, an increase in the number of birds. There's been studies that show plants actually have trees have larger canopies and produce more fruit that you're following a cicada. It's just like a nutrient dump into the ground. And so suddenly there's going to be a lot more of everything.
That's really cool. Well, how's Pollinator Day shaping up?
Pollinator Day is shaping up great. I'm really excited.
What day is that again?
June 22nd, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
There you go. And you can learn more by going to what website?
Our Facebook has information, and it's going to be on the IDNR website too.
Well, there you have it, Lev. Anything else about cicadas we don't know about?
The way they make noise is really cool too.
Oh, fill me in.
They have these they're ribs, but they're sort of shaped like an instrument, and they have these little tiny muscles on the side of their bodies that will actually vibrate over that rib at over, I think it's like 1,000 times per second.
Wow.
So that's how they do it.
How long does it take them to go from white to an adult? You know, when they're coming out of their shell, they're like that ugly white.
So the second they get on that tree, they're breaking off. So if you see them along the bark, so before they even get up into the leaves, because what they do is they lay their eggs on the branches of leaves, and then on the branches of plants, and then those nymphs hatch, drop to the ground, bury themselves. So as they're making their way up, they're breaking out of that mold and making their way up to the tree to mate.
I'll be darned. And then to go back into their regular color, what's it look like?
What do you mean?
Because they're white for a second, and
yeah, that's just their exoskeleton hardening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sort of like beef jerky.
That's super
let it dry
cool.
out.
I love it. That's awesome. I'm learning a lot today. 1028. Lev, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
Take a quick break. Riverbend Patriots up next.
No matter the season, Played Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Played Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
In the heart-pounding moments of the game, every move counts, just like in chiropractic care. Dr. Andrew Dykman of Rosewood Chiropractic champions this belief, supporting our teams in every drive and supporting his patients for nearly 20 years, offering affordable, compassionate, all-natural wellness care. Call 618-259-2676 or visit rosewoodchiropractic.com today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Welcome back, 10:33. I forgot what time it was on my own show. Getting dangerous today, guys. An exploding XLR and everything else ain't going to stop Tim Brown and Dustin Dixon from stopping by. How are we doing, man? So, fill me in on this. Riverbend Patriots, you guys got some cool new shirts. So, can we pick those up for purchase that you got?
We will very soon. We will be able to.
Very, very soon. And, man, you are looking sharp over there in that collared shirt.
Hold on. I got to do the...
He is presidential material in that collared shirt, Dustin. Now, who did your shirts, man?
So those shirts were done by Silkworm.
Okay.
We did that for the Memorial Day Parade. And then Logo It did these. And we actually, as soon as we're done here, we're going to go pay a check to the Attorney General's office for the attorney for the non-for-profit. And then we're going to go meet with Logo It. And they have offered to do an online store for us, absolutely free to purchase those shirts.
Wow. There you go. Wonderful. Well, and, you know, since we talked last, how's everything grown? How's everything gone, too? Uh-oh.
It's exploded, which is phenomenal. It's great. We couldn't ask for anything better. So,
were you expecting it serious? Because we've talked about the need for it, but it normally takes about a year or two for the public to understand what you're doing. But it doesn't seem like that.
I wasn't expecting it.
It has taken off way quicker and more. But I'm well, both Dustin and I and Brad and everybody else that's involved is hugely ecstatic that it's taken off as much as it has.
Wonderful. And now fill us in for the folks that aren't aware what you guys are doing up on the 5th floor? 7th floor. That's right. Wonderful room, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Well, within the first week, we outgrew the space, and we actually got another office. So Dustin has his own office. I have my own office. We have the lobby and the lounge.
That's wonderful. And now, what can folks go up and expect up at Riverbend Patriots in that building?
Healing fellowship.
VA assistance.
Yep.
Help with rides to the doctors, hospitals. It's a multitude of things. I mean, the list, it's more what we don't do.
That is a good way to put it.
Well, it really is. And I mean, just to be able to have a spot where somebody could go that maybe is unsure or just quite frankly defeated, because there's so many. I used to do a talk show. That was my first show in St. Louis, was a veteran show about the VA. And even though it was getting better, there were still so many hoops and so many hurdles and things that weren't up to speed yet that they were trying to address. And, you know, just to be able to have that extension to say, hey, guys, here's what I'm going through. Don't know if you're going through this, or do you have any advice, anything you can direct me to? That's huge.
Yeah. Well, we have quite a few that just call and they don't need anything. They just want to come up and hang out and talk. They don't need any really assistance other than just someone to listen to.
Yeah, just.
And how many is your office always open at this point? Pretty much.
It is.
If we're not there, our phone numbers are up there. You can call us, and we'll either talk to you over the phone, or we'll come down and meet with you.
That's wonderful. And now, with that being said, too, with your guys' connections and, VFWs and all the things that you do in the veterans community and just the first responders community, too, has it been, one of those things where people are just reaching out from past organizations saying, hey, how are we on the team here?
So since we've started, March 3rd, whatever, we have helped roughly 35 veterans.
Wow. That's huge.
A few reservist and guard members from the Missouri and Illinois National Guard. And then, let's see here, probably 5 or 6 first responders, and that varies between fire, EMS, law enforcement. So,
well, and honestly, take me through just a couple of those experiences for you guys, too, because, Tim, you're working all the time, too, and Dustin, you are, too, but, I can only imagine the work that you do in the Riverbend Patriots is one that really doesn't feel like work because just how passionate both of you are. And not patronizing because you're here, but you guys are really passionate about this.
We love doing it.
Yeah.
We love doing it.
It's our job to take care of...
Makes it easier.
Yeah. It's our job to take care of veterans, take care of first responders, take care of each other, because nobody else is coming to rescue us except for us.
You're right.
And we bridge that gap between us and the VA and some of the other things, and it is taken off.
What are some of the issues that veterans are facing here that you guys have helped with already?
Drug addiction, homelessness.
Suicide's a big one.
Suicide is a freaking huge one. So that and just food. Dustin's given out. We've got a food bank upstairs, a food pantry, I should say. And between him and I, we've given out a lot of food.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me, though, that we don't, we always talk about helping people, and you hear the government officials every 4 years in election cycle saying we're going to tackle this and this and this, and it gets so damn boring.
It's just all
tired.
horseshit.
It is. It's horseshit.
Yeah.
But, to hear that a veteran is going through homelessness or a veteran's experiencing a food crisis and can't eat, that's unthinkable and should never even be the case.
It shouldn't.
It's disgusting, honestly. We don't have a program federally that says, here, when you come back home, you're taken care of.
Right.
At least in that aspect. But it's nice to know that you guys are at least stepping up to the plate here locally, and we can help support that too and donate to your food bank, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And we just got, today, we opened up the mail, and we've got our tax-exempt status, so all that good jazz, and we are taking donations as much as we can to facilitate those things. And also, we're still taking donations for the wall coming up, too.
Absolutely. And now, when's the wall coming up, just while we're on the topic?
September 27th, it comes in. We do the escort, and then it'll be set up at the airport in Bethalto from the 27th through the 29th.
Yep.
Wonderful. And is that during their fly-in festival, too?
Correct.
That's huge. And honestly, every time I see that wall being brought in, and Sydney told me last year how awesome it was to see that procession and just be a part of it. And we'll talk about that as we get closer and closer to it, too, because we still got a little bit of time. But throughout the next couple of months, what are you guys looking to be doing, just Riverbend Patriot-wise as a whole?
So, oddly enough, I leave tomorrow morning to go to D.C.
For what?
Oh, to make connections and do some things.
Wonderful, man. Good for you.
Go out, visit a few Army friends and make some connections and do some things. So, yeah.
If you ever get a bureaucrat over there, tell them I need a grant for some media because they're always giving them to Fox and CNN. You know, they got enough damn money. Give it to a local guy.
We just need to grow you some more.
Yeah, that's right. Well, and as we continue down this road, if a veteran's needing something, do they just pick up the phone and just talk to you and say, "Here's what I'm experiencing," or what's that first phone call kind of look like?
It varies.
Okay.
Yeah. It just depends on what their needs are. It's a lot of them. It's hard for them to reach out. It's hard for veterans to reach out because, especially Dustin and I are both infantry guys. He was in the Marine Corps and I was in the Army, and taught to be self-reliant and more of a we don't ask for help. So it's kind of hard for guys to ask for help.
It's hard to get past that barrier sometimes.
Yeah.
Like you said, no one wants to say, "Hey, I'm in the dumps."
Yeah.
But please do. We've been there.
But once they do make that call, it absolutely no judgment. And once they make that call and we get past that initial, I guess, shock or whatever, they usually open up.
When you rip the Band-Aid off.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, and I think it's a lot different whenever a veteran's calling you guys than a different organization because, they're talking to someone who's walked down the road.
Exactly.
And that's huge. You got to have that connecting piece and say, we've been there, we've done that, and let's see what we can do to help you. And going forward, have you had community organizations like just mental health organizations try to reach out, partner with? I am just nailing this. I'm reading minds today. Lottery numbers are 714 and Powerball numbers 10.
I'm gonna go play that. So we have partnered with the Alton Police Department and Sacred Spaces. So
great organization, by the way.
Right, and we met with them. What was it, back in July? Or, I'm sorry, April.
Okay.
Back in April, and so if a veteran or first responder is experiencing a crisis, they will reach out to us, and we'll go hopefully mitigate that so it doesn't get any further. And same thing with the Madison County Sheriff's Department. We met with Sheriff Connor and Chief Polito, and to do the exact same thing for the entirety of Madison County. And the big thing is it doesn't help for a veteran if they call for crisis. And if they've got a job, it doesn't help, because if they end up getting put into an involuntary hold, psych hold for 72 hours, that individual may or may not have just lost their job because they can't call in, they can't do anything, they may not show up for work.
Now their life's even worse.
Exactly.
Than it was.
And now they've just lost money, so they're not able to pay groceries or rent or make that car payment. So with that, hopefully we can
mitigate that.
Yep. And
prevent the crisis from getting quite greater too.
Yeah.
Hopefully. But if it has, then obviously there's nothing that we can do.
Right. And now I wanted to ask you about this because when I hate to do this, but when my brother was coming back from Afghanistan, even though I was younger, I didn't know as a family member, how to be there. As even younger, I don't know if my parents went through that too, but just me kind of thinking on that aspect of how do us as loved ones, support somebody that's coming back from combat? How do we support someone that's not even maybe not combat, but just active service? Is there anything that you guys can kind of fill us in on, or any type of work you're going to do for family, maybe a support system that way going forward?
I mean, the family's serving too.
Yeah.
Because their daughter, son is over there, and they're worried to death, about them, just as well as that person's worried about themselves and their family back home. So I mean, to me, they need help and support just as much as the service member.
I've never thought of it that way, to be honest with you.
I mean, they're over here, not knowing what the heck you're doing or if you're even alive.
Yeah.
Because you can't just pick up the phone and call them.
Well, and that's something I didn't even think of. I mean, that's a huge point. You're right. I mean, there's worry on the home front too. But could someone come call you? I mean, I hate to throw out situations, but just because you never know if it helps somebody. If someone says, hey, I don't know what to do. My son, my husband, can I give you a call and see?
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
This is really cool. I mean, you guys are really hitting on something that's needed, because it's not these programs, these initiatives are things that, the government should be doing for their veterans that just they don't have funding, or they just want to go, pay for something else that's quite frankly not worth it. And the fact that you're doing it here locally it's really big. And now, what's the phone number, real quick, before we take a quick break and keep talking? What's the phone number they call?
So my phone number is 618-447-9996. And then
618-960-9594. Anytime.
We'll take a quick break. Riverbend Patriots aren't going anywhere, though. We're talking a little bit more about this right after this. Get over here on RiverBender.com.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
DJ Mike Keith.
This is where I am today. Let me show you where I started.
That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Man, Tim's fired me up before my presentation. I'm ready to go now. I got to present to the North Alton Godfrey Business Council. We need to get you guys out there.
Yeah.
That would be really cool. Did you guys do that? Tim, would you guys go, Dustin, present there?
What's that?
North Alton Godfrey Business Council, if I hook that up. Man,
absolutely.
we'd love to hear about that.
Yeah.
There you go, Zeke J. Bush. How about that for you today?
Well, we're also looking at joining the East End Improvement Association and some of the other things, just not a Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah, no, you don't need a Chamber of Commerce for that. And that's what I mean. This would be really cool just to go present and say, here's what we're doing.
Yep.
Yeah, I love it. And now getting back to this, and we had a very detailed conversation about everything going right. What are some of the things that you can do? Because we've talked about what's a gauntlet service if you need something, but let's just say if someone's having issues scheduling appointments with the VA or even just getting connected to a provider, a care provider, what do you guys do to help them kind of get down that avenue?
Well, we both have personal contacts that work there, and so we can kind of maybe sometimes hopefully bypass the whole calling the 1-888 or whatever number, and kind of hot route them.
Yeah. Well, and that way, that's what I think is the big call to action here is, I mean, even though it's great that if anybody started this, it'd be a great thing, but you guys truly have connections to help that veteran expedite processes quicker than they could on their own.
And they're more and more are just coming to us that, hey, we have this. Here's our information. If you need XYZ, call us. Yeah. So the networking is just spiraling. Well,
it really is, man. And what I think's cool is that you're leaving the doors open, because we all know that crises and those things hit you, and you don't have a schedule for them. It could be 1:30 in the morning, and all of a sudden shit hits the fan. Unfortunately, I hate to say it that way, but we've all experienced that. Your door's open to give you a call and say, hey, I just need to go talk to somebody. You're more than willing to open that door up and say, come on in, brother, let's talk.
We've done it.
Several times.
And that's what's amazing to me, because even though you're saying here's 35 veterans helped in not even a few months, it's just eye-opening to me that many veterans could or are potentially already in a crisis standpoint in some way, shape, or form, or maybe just in a little bit of a hang-up. And it's just amazing to me, and it opens my eyes to the problem that is in the community.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And that's, so like, one of the things that we all truly believe in is the healing and the fellowship and the camaraderie. Yeah. And so we try to do events to bring guys together and girls together as far as service members go. And one of the last ones we just did was the Memorial Day Parade. We went and we hold the record now for having the most military vehicles in the Memorial Day Parade.
How many did you have?
7.
Yeah.
We had
That's
10.
Wonderful.
We had 10, but a few of them have backed out. But we had the gun truck one.
Nice.
Big shout out to Bob Crippen, who provided those vehicles for us.
Absolutely.
Lets us use them. The 5-ton. JR, who brought his deuce and a half with his family and let veterans ride in it. And
it was a great turnout.
It was for our first time doing it, our first year. Dustin's been in it before, but it was I was a Memorial Day virgin. But we got to do some things, and we talked with the East End Improvement Association. And I just do want to clear the air on some things right there real quick. They kind of took credit for doing the opening ceremonies, and they didn't. Okay. So we had asked them, have you ever done an opening ceremony before? Why wouldn't you, for honoring our nation's dead and those things? And they hadn't. So in about a matter of 15 minutes, I had a young lady set up to do the national anthem. Apologize. Had a flyover set up, and our fireworks vendor had set up to do a 21-gun salute with the 2.5-inch star clusters. And so in a matter of 15 minutes, I think it was, we had that set up.
Good clarification.
So
That's cool.
I'm a really big advocate of give credit where credit is due. So
yeah,
but I just wanted to clear that up, that the Riverbend Patriots set that up.
That's wonderful, and honestly, great clarification too, and just to clear the air on that. And going forward throughout the summer, is there anything events-wise that you guys have planned? Any meetups for veterans, anything like that?
So for us and whatnot, we're going to do a little party up on the rooftop for July 3rd for the folks that are involved. And then come in July, we've got might be looking at maybe doing a little ruck march. Just to kind of train up. Eventually, we'd like to do something with Grafton.
Yeah.
Reach out to them for their new memorial that they're doing.
That looks really cool. I can't wait for that to be done.
And then come September 13th, we actually got reached out after the Memorial Day Parade. The East Alton Wood River School District reached out to us to honor veterans on September 13th and to bring in some vehicles. And so we're kind of doing a call out to veterans to be able to honor them. On the football game, or at the football game, September 13th, and to see that. We meet with them today, at 1:30?
1:30 today.
Yeah,
wonderful.
We're going to meet with the superintendent for that, and then obviously the wall.
And that's on the 27th through the 29th
Yes.
of September. And now going forward, just one more time, can you guys give that phone number out again if a veteran needs you, right now or in the future? What's the best way to do it?
My phone number is 618-960-9594.
And mine is 618-447-9996.
All I know is that you guys are pretty much kicking ass and taking names right now, and it's because you got to be passionate about what you do, because every idea is great when you think of it, but it's about implementing the idea that the tough part comes in, and you guys are just conquering. Keep up the great work. If you need to come on the show and fill us in on an event, anything you're more than welcome to.
Yes,
thank you.
We'll take a quick break here at 10:53, and then we'll come back, wrap up this Tuesday morning, because I got to boogie on down to the North Alton Godfrey Business Council and tell them how great this show is.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Lennox system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
DJ Mike Keith.
This is where I am today. Let me show you where I started.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Mungan Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Mungan Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Mungan Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
I just wanted to say goodbye to you. Coming up tomorrow, we're going to be talking to Pond Rama, the Muni Band, and so much more. We're going to have Tara Lee Griffin on sometime this week, and I just can't wait to keep on talking to you. I'm out of time. I got to go to a meeting. So on that note, enjoy your Tuesday, and as always, just try your very best to stay out of jail.
To the life he once knew. Oh, yes, he did.